What is South Africa? South Africa is the southernmost point of Africa. Who lives there? Surprisingly, but not only African people, but also white, Afrikaners and British descendants. We all know who the British are, but who are the Afrikaners? Afrikaners are 95% Dutch, with a little bit of German and French. White people make up only 10% of the population. And by the way, Afrikaners don't exactly like the British because of the war 100 years ago. British colonizers tried to colonize them too. Then there was Apartheid, where all white people separated themselves from the black people, but I'll tell more of that later. I'm going to show you not the popular Cape Town, but the fascinating Johannesburg or Joburg, the city of gold, province of Elon Musk, and the city of crime. Let's go. Johannesburg is the economic capital of South Africa, but non-official. The point is South Africa has 3 official capitals, Cape Town, Pretoria and Bloemfontein, each representing one branch of government respectively. But let's focus on Johannesburg, the financial hub and city of mines. We hop on a London double-decker bus to observe the city views. The sightseeing tour has several starting points in the city, and I'll leave the official website down below. Each bus runs every 20 minutes, so you can either complete the entire tour or hop off at any of the sites, then catch the next bus. I loved the city at first glance, and I felt a complete match with Joburg. The key point here is to stay in good neighborhoods, and you find yourself in a fairy tale. The wealthiest areas with gorgeous mansions, each more beautiful than the other. The best areas are Bryanston and Sandton. Here you are welcome to live, and as a tourist, these are the best places to stay. And I recommend you to stay only in these two. Joburg is often considered a very unsafe city, but if you follow basic safety rules, you'll most likely not face any problems. Here are the rules. You should use only trusty apps for taxi rides, Uber, Bolt for example, select comfort class. When getting, check the license plate and driver rating, never use unlicensed taxis, stay in safe areas, Sandton or Bryanston, don't settle down in CBD if you want to avoid stress. Don't flash your phone, camera and jewelry on the street. During the daytime, walk only in safe areas and always use car after sunset, even in safe areas. Look at this stunning purple tree. It's named Jacaranda. I was lucky enough to get here during Jacaranda season. Beautiful and symbolizes the start of summer. Yes, it's true, November here marks the end of spring and the beginning of summer. Our next day we'll explore with a special guide, white citizen of South Africa. This is Henno, who is my travel guide all around the world. His family lives in Joburg, but like me, he is based in Bali and in my gym. So time to see lions. We are heading to Lions and Safari Park, and now you can feel a bit of local vibe from this African funny guy.
Nice to see my VIP today. It's my VIP. You know why I call you my VIP?
Why?
Today because I'm turning 50 today.
Yo, happy birthday, man.
50.
Wow.
50 years old.
You
Halfway
look young.
century. I look young because I eat papa and porridge every day in the morning. Which activities you want to do today?
We want to self-drive.
The self-drive. You know where you buy the tickets?
No.
You park your car anywhere.
We
here.
opted for the self-drive option. That means entering the park in your own car without a group of tourists and guides. But you can also join a safari group in Pilanesberg Park with pickup from the hotel. It's a full-day trip. I visited Pilanesberg Park with a Russian girl the day before. The safari itself lasts about 6 hours with an hourly break for lunch. You'll ride in vehicles like this one, but be sure to bring a jacket, thick pants and shades because the wind here is brutal. On safari you're gonna see the big African 5, elephants, lions, leopards, rhinos and buffalo, and you can also spot giraffes, antelopes and many more animals, including all the characters from the Lion King. But lions especially sleep the whole time, so if you want to see them close up, you should head with your own company to the Lions Park. I prefer the self-drive option, no tourists, no wind in your face. Okay, let's watch the predators feeding.
Wow.
Oh, get close.
I think it's the Russian people.
Yeah, I think so too.
When
move on to the real life in South Africa, I'd want to talk about schools. Private schools are quite impressive here. We are passing by Elon Musk school and heading to the school of Henno. You'll be shocked if you compare this one to schools in Russia or Ukraine. Education specifically here is gender segregated. Boys and girls have separate schools. The campus here looks like Hogwarts. I would love to attend school daily like this. Tuition here varies between 12 to 18,000 African rands per month. That makes up $700 to $1,000 a month for now. And in my next video, I'll show you Stellenbosch University, the most popular university where our private guide Henno studied.
Church.
I see. Very beautiful, very fancy school. Time for some sports and food. There is a great net of Virgin Active gyms across all the country, and you can ask for a national membership to use any gym of the country. It's super convenient. After the gym, it's time for delicious food. South African eat meat every day. It's not pricey and it's high quality at the same time, since traditionally the locals here were farmers. You can also find healthy lean meats here. Dried meat called biltong. Biltong is air-dried instead of smoked. It comes in various forms. I like the sliced ones. They are easier to chew than the sticks. By the way, beside the biltong, another popular word here is BRAAI, or what we'd call a barbecue. Every family here has a BRAAI, and Afrikaners invite guests for a BRAAI weekly. It's considered bad manner if you live in South Africa and don't eat meat or skip BRAAI. So yes, meat here is vital. Moving on to historical part of Joburg. History here is fascinating. We've already talked about the Afrikaner-British conflict, but what's next? The Apartheid happened. Racial segregation and discrimination were established in 1948 to maintain the political and economic power of the white minority. At the time, white made up 20% of population. They were able to implement such a policy because of military and economic resources, as well as foreign support. Whites, colorful, and black people were put into categories with given privileges to whites. Black people had limited access to education, healthcare. They were not allowed to live in white areas. The fight for black rights mentions names like Nelson Mandela and Mahatma Gandhi. Apartheid was officially abolished in 1994, and Nelson Mandela became the first black president. Today, as a tourist, I don't see any racial discrimination, but local Afrikaners prefer not to discuss the topic, although I did find out a few opinions. Here they are.
And I could see the changes throughout my schooling career. In primary school, I had hardly any indigenous black African sort of friends in class. But as I sort of got older and went into higher levels of education, more and more black African guys were joining our classes and so on. But because our democracy is so young, it's going to take a long time.
To sum up, no one oppresses anyone, but people prefer not to talk about it. Entertainment, motorcycles, parks and attractions. Now let me show you something cool. You know that I ride a motorbike in Bali, and that's my passion. My guide shares my passion, so he will show us a Ducati dealership. I've never seen such a variety of big bikes before. Just to compare, in Bali you rarely see bikes above 300cc. Here the only baby bike was BMW
300. It's kind of cool.
Yes.
Super special edition. To say, please don't even sit on it.
What's the difference?
Special one of 500. It's like exactly replica of the racing.
Monster. And off top, I finally bought the helmet I've been searching for since Bangkok trip, and it's Shark. Look at this. What else to explore in Johannesburg, in Joburg? There are stunning botanical gardens where I felt myself like Queen Elizabeth. You can walk, run, or take your dog for a stroll like all the citizens here do. Also, Parkhurst is a great area with designer shops, beautiful mansions, clean street, cozy restaurants, and of course, weed coffee shops. But I've talked enough about weed gummies in my previous Bangkok video. Check it if you want to hear more of this topic. And lastly, Gold Reef City, Joburg version of Disneyland. If the weather is nice, take a ride on the scariest green roller coaster for me. There are also a giant Ferris wheel, some roller coasters, and the most interesting part, a gold mine. You should certainly go down into the mine. Gold Reef is named after the type of rock that contains gold, actually. I recommend you join the 20 minutes mine tour, and in the end, you will see how gold bar is being produced. But to be honest, they don't operate with real gold. That's it for Johannesburg. Honestly, I really fell in love with the city, specifically with beautiful Bryanston and Parkhurst areas. And my next video will be from highly anticipated Cape Town. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. So, goodbye.